welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Charmaine, and today we are doing the book club review for The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, and I still forgot to get the author's name. Man, I'm sorry about that, you guys. I'll put it up here, and I'll put the name across here, okay? So, sorry about that, and I'll put it down in the comments as well, so that it's everywhere, so yeah, we got it, okay? I listened to it on audiobook. Taylor suggested it, and actually it was really enjoyable. I did end up enjoying it quite a lot, and I thought for sure, because we were reading like two romances in a row, and I'm pretty sure that Christmas is going to be a romance. I was like, I don't know, but honestly, it was a really, really enjoyable book. So that's my review, and I'll see you guys later. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Also, there's spoilers in this one, so huge amounts of spoilers. If I can make some kind of noise and put like spoilers on the screen instead of just my hands, I will. Okay, so I'm going to start with the questions, and then I'm just going to give you guys my review, and then please go over and watch Taylor's video as well, because she will be doing the same thing. Also, like, let me know if you guys read this one. Let me know how your day is going. Let me know what's up, all of that good stuff. So I have my tablet here where I have the questions. So if I pause, it's because the tablet turned off. And if I can't think of something, then I'll like pause the video and then I'll come back, okay? So the first one, it says, the concept of the cursed in the 4 heartbreaks and the other family members' curses plays a significant role in the story. How do you interpret the idea of a curse accompanying one's magic? Do you think it adds depth to the protagonist's character and journey? So, honestly, the magic in the book was really cool. Like, she like bakes and makes recipes, and every once, like, I think actually every chapter break there was like a different recipe, and it's actual stuff that I think you could actually make. Like, so I thought that was pretty neat, because I want to make like more recipes. I thought that was pretty cool. And it's like she like puts her magic into the stuff that she's making, and that helps, like, it helps people with heartbreak. It helps them with like having a cold. It helps them gain like what is that called? Like confidence. It helps them like talk to their neighbor. It calms them down, stuff like that. And her grandma kind of taught her how to do that. But like her aunts each have different magic. Her brother, you find out later, does have different magic. Like, so everybody has their own unique gift, and I thought that was cool. The curses though are like pretty actually sad. Okay, so again, spoilers in this book, but like I'm just gonna get to it. So what happens is her mom is like forcibly impregnated by somebody. If you know what I'm saying, we're not allowed to say that on YouTube, but that happens, and then her mom's mom is like, nah, and gets rid of the guy, which I feel is fair. So, like, anyway, so the mom ends up having to leave because of what the grandma did to the guy. It like literally pushes her out of town. She can't like the grandma tries to send her, like Gigi is the grandma, and she tries to send her like photos of like the kids, and when she sends it to her, the pictures have like already turned to ash. So like the magic is pretty, like what you give to the world you get back by 3 is kind of like a Wiccan like religion kind of thing. So like whatever you put into the world you get back by 3. So you're supposed to put like good stuff into the world, and because it was a bad thing, it made it like the consequences like 3 times worse. So that was really sad, because they didn't get to see their mom for like almost their entire lives, which is super sad. So yeah, super sad. Number 2, the book explores the theme of family secrets and their impact on the characters' lives. Discuss the role of Seth, Sadie's twin brother, and the secret he brings to light. How do these revelations affect Sadie's understanding of her family and her own identity? What about Gigi's secrets? So again, Gigi like unalived the man, and then she had to like balance that out. Like, she was keeping the bad magic at bay, and the way that it was she was keeping the bad magic at bay, and she was also keeping the twins alive with keeping the bad magic at bay kind of thing. So then they have to figure out what's going to happen. Honestly, like, again, I said spoilers, but like, it's an amazing book. If you didn't read it, I also highly suggest listening to it, because amazing. And for Seth, his magic is that he can like kind of like, he can sense others' emotions, and he can almost like kind of like read their thoughts, and it's like too much for him. Like, he can't be around, like he can't even be in town because he can like hear his neighbor's thoughts kind of thing, which would be probably one of the worst gifts that you could ever have, because unless you could figure out how to like really block it, you could never turn it off. Like you could never be sitting with somebody and just be like, oh, this is nice to sit in silence, because you would never be in silence. You know what I mean? Like, I think that one would be the worst. Like sometimes I'm like, I wish I could like know what they're thinking. But at the same time, I never want to know that, because like you're going to hear all of the ugly things that people think. Like you're going to hear all of the good things too. But sometimes there's like a lot of ugly thoughts out there that you don't want to hear, you know, that kind of thing. So number 3 is Sadie is torn between her magical abilities, her romantic feelings for Jake, and the overwhelming urge to protect her brother. How does the author portray this conflict, and what does it reveal about Sadie's character? Do you think she made the right choice in the end, and why or why not? So at the end of the book, Sadie gives up her magic to save her brother, because again, the bad magic was like tied to their lives, and they only had like a month to figure out how to like reverse the curse kind of thing, so that one of them wouldn't pass away. And Sadie ends up giving up her magic so that Seth can live, which is awesome. Like she can still bake, she can still run her, because she has like a tea shop kind of thing, so she can still run all of that and everything like that. She just won't have like the magic, so she won't be able to put like the same ingredients to like make the truth come out in a cake, that kind of thing. But she'll still have like the shop, she'll still have the baking, she'll still have like all of the good things in her life. And the nice thing is because like the magic that the grandma was like keeping at bay made it so like none of her aunts and uncles could like live in town. Like they could come and visit, but it was like really, really rare. But after she passes away, they're all moving back into town. So then she's going to be around her family the whole time, which is also really cool. And then at the end, her family like gives up like a little bit of their magic to like let her have a little bit of magic, even though she doesn't have it anymore, which I think is amazing. Like that, what a way to support your family. That's such a nice thing. And it reveals about Sadie's character. I think she's amazing. Honestly, Sadie is probably one of my favorite book characters I've read this year. And I did, like, you guys, I'm not even kidding. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if I'm going to like this book, because like it sounded more in my mind when I was like talking about it. It sounded more like it was just going to be like a romance, and I was going to be like, you know, like, I'm sorry, because you guys know, I'm not a fan of romance. I have a lot of romance in my real life, so reading about it is not my favorite thing, because I already have it. It's like I don't read contemporary books because I already pay my own bills and go to work, and I don't need to read about other people paying their own bills and going to work. That's why I like fantasy. That's why I like thriller. Like, nobody's chasing me down in real life. No, I don't have my own dragon. You know, so like that's kind of where I go with those books. So I already have a lot of romance in my own life. So because I have a lot of romance, to me, reading a romance book, I'm just like, okay, well, you know, this is like my everyday. So, and I'm not bragging. That's just what it is. So number 4 is the impending death of Sadie's grandmother acts as a catalyst for the events in the book. How does the imminent loss affect the characters' relationships and their outlook on life? Discuss the portrayal of grief and its transformative power in the story. So when her grandma died, I cried so bad. Oh my gosh, I had to pause the book. I was like the ugly cry, you know, the super, super, super like wailing ugly cry. It was so like well written and so sad. I hope that Taylor's doing okay. Her own grandmother passed away this year, so I hope she's doing okay. But yeah, so the book and like the way that her family, because like her aunts and uncles came, and like so they were all like around when it happened, so the family was all around. Honestly, it just kind of like brought her whole family together. Like her brother came back because he was gone for a while. Her aunts and uncles came back, her like little cousins came back, so she got to be like around her family when it happened. So that I think was a nice thing. So sad. So sad. The book, number 5. The book combines the elements of magic and a sense of community. How does the author incorporate these themes into the narrative? In what ways do the magical elements contribute to the overall story and character development? So Sadie and her grandma run like, I think it's like a coffee shop, like bakery kind of thing in town. A cafe. That's what it's called. And they have like some workers there, and they have a couple of customers like named Lavender and Lace. They're twins. They're sisters. That's really cool. And then, so they run this little town. They help the community by like, they do bake sales. They go to church and they help with the like church potluck, and they bring like different kind of dishes and stuff like that. And Sadie helps run some stuff, and her grandma like helps the community like if somebody has like heartbreak, she'll like make them like a biscuit and then they'll eat it and then they'll feel better, or she'll help them like plant their garden kind of thing. So, and it sounds kind of like a really nice small town where it actually would be really nice to live because everybody kind of knows everybody, but everybody's like, I guess they're kind of in each other's business, but not like in a bad way. So that was kind of neat. I really like that. Also, I would totally go to that cafe because they had like the coolest sounding like desserts and stuff. Also, I'm a little bit hungry, so like I gotta eat some food soon. Number 6 is Sadie and her grandmother share a strong bond, and a grandmother has been a central figure in the family for generations. Discuss the significance of intergenerational relationships in the book. How does Sadie's relationship with her grandmother influence her decisions and growth? So her grandma practically raised Sadie and Seth. Like I said, like her mom had to like leave because the magic like pretty much like forced her to leave town. So she had to go and like do her own thing. But the girl, like Sadie and Seth didn't really realize that that's what it was, because that was one of Gigi's secrets, was that she had unalived this guy, and then the bad magic like forced their mom out of town. So because they didn't know about this until like right before Gigi passed away, they both kind of felt abandoned by their mom. And like Sadie was pretty mad about it, which is like understandable because like most girls want their mom around for like, you know, all of the stuff that happens to them like all of the time, honestly. So that was kind of a thing with her, was she felt like kind of betrayed by her mom and like really sad, but like Gigi really did a good job on raising her, and they spent like they lived together, they worked together, they really got along well together, and Gigi taught her like the magic and like the rules of the magic and all of that kind of stuff. So it's like they went from being like kind of like mother and daughter to being like best friends and like roommates and everything. And it was like they weren't like grandma and granddaughter kind of thing. They were just like best friends. So that was kind of a neat thing. Number 7, the book is described as a warm and witchy novel. How do you feel the author balanced the magical elements with an overall tone and atmosphere of the story? Did the magical aspects enhance your enjoyment of the book? So I thought the magic was really cool. Like, again, the baking and like putting the magic in there, and like she always usually like, there was a part where she said like, if 6 bad things happen in a day, you can't bake anymore or something like that. So like she put in cookies at one point and they like instantly burnt in the oven, and her grandma, like Gigi, was like, you gotta go, you can't be here. And she's like, it's like 7 bad omens, something's happening. So like that kind of thing. Like I thought it was just really cool. It was neat magic because she used it to like bake stuff and then like help people. Like I can't remember what it was called. There was like some kind of cookie that like helped people like get confidence. There was like a tea that helped people like tell the truth kind of thing, or maybe it was a cake, something like that. Like, so the baking I thought was really neat, and I did appreciate the fact that like it's a heartwarming book because like she's trying to help people the whole time. Like she bakes food for the church to help with the bake sale, and she helps with the potluck because she wants to be like have that sense of community and have that like help her neighbors and that kind of thing. So I thought that was really cool. The magic was very cool. If I could like bake stuff and then have like people like feel better about their day or have like less heartache, I would be doing that all the time. I thought that was so neat. Number 8, in what ways do you see influences from Practical Magic and Gilmore Girls in the book? Did these references resonate with you as a reader? How did they contribute to your understanding of the story and characters? So I've never seen Gilmore Girls, so that one I don't know. I'm not really sure. But for Practical Magic, it's kind of like how Sally and Jillian went to live with the ants. So it's like they learned magic from the ants, but then they didn't really want to do the magic, and then they were like kind of like on the cusp of magic, and like one of them says like, Sally, you have to pick doing magic or not do the magic. So it's kind of like that. They learned how to do the magic from the ants, and she learns how to do the magic. Sadie learns how to do the magic from her grandma, Gigi. So, and they kind of do the same thing. Like they're trying to be in the community and stuff like that. The community in the book is much more nicer to them. In Practical Magic, it's like, witch, you're a witch. That's from the movie. In the book, it's slightly different, but I'm thinking about the movie in my mind. And Gilmore Girls, I can't help you. I don't know. How did it contribute to their understanding of the story and characters? I don't know. It was just good. I really liked it. Number 9, reflecting on the title, The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, what do you think the author is trying to convey? How do the themes of heartbreak and magic intersect in the narrative, and what lessons, if any, do the characters learn from their experiences? So Sadie does learn that magic isn't like her be-all and end-all. She'd rather have her family around her, which I think like most people would rather have their family around them than magic. I mean, like, I guess maybe not everyone, but I would, you know. It's like the curse of the 4 heartbreaks for her, and when she talks about her heartbreaks, it does make sense. Like, I could understand and like resonate with her, the heartbreaks that she's talking about. Like, one of them is like her high school boyfriend is a heartbreak, and then her brother like disappearing is like a heartbreak, and then like losing Gigi is a heartbreak. So, and then like giving up her magic, like that's the 4th one, is like the heartbreak. And I understand like the reasons for it, because like obviously your first love, you don't talk to your brother who's like your best friend, obviously your grandma passing away, and then like giving up something that you're so used to that's like a huge part of your life. But like she did it to save Seth, and it was like such a good thing for her to do. So like I understand that part. Well, how do the themes and heartbreaks of magic intersect in the narrative? That's pretty much it. I kind of just explained it, I guess, like all of those things. Number 10 is, throughout the book, Sadie, Raquel, and Seth have open conversations about mental health. The story emphasizes the importance of therapy and seeking professional help. Do you think the portrayal of therapy in the book is realistic and meaningful, or why or why not? Yeah, I do. Actually, it was awesome, because Raquel is Sadie's best friend and she has depression. So it talks about how she's on medication and she's gone to therapy, and like the medication and the therapy is really working for her. And then Sadie talks to Seth and says like, you should maybe go to therapy and like try and figure out some stuff for yourself, because like Seth has, because of the fact that he can hear like everybody's thoughts and like their feelings and like sense all of that, he has like, he says like he goes to the gas station, and if he goes to the gas station and the clerk behind the gas, like the clerk there is feeling like depressed, like super, super bad, then that feeling like resonates in him so badly that he feels that way. And then he feels all of that stuff that that guy is feeling for like months. It's not like it, like that feeling doesn't go away for him as soon as he leaves that clerk. It sticks with him for a long time. So he has like, it's almost like PTSD from having all of these people's like thoughts and feelings and emotions and stuff like that, like going through him for such a long time, which is why he disappeared. He needed to, like, he literally went to like a cabin in the woods where he could be away from like everybody, because he couldn't be around anybody, because it was just like too much for him to absorb like all of these emotions. So yeah, I think that they did a really good job actually talking about that as well. Also, like, if you have like mental health issues and you need help, there's no problem getting help. I have like a place I can call through work that helps me, and I've called them before. I also get like seasonal affective disorder, so like it's called SAD, where there's not enough sunshine and then I'm like depressed, which I'm pretty sure is part of the reason why I was like, no, I'm not going to do my channel anymore, and Beat the Blues is stressing me out too much, because it was gray for a couple of days and that was it for me. But like I take extra vitamins in the winter and everything like that, and I am aware of the fact that it is happening, so I also know what's going on because I'm a pretty self-aware person, which does help. Number 11 is, Jake McNeely plays a pivotal role in Sadie's life and her journey throughout the novel. How does the author portray Jake's growth and transformation from his initial departure from town to his return? What aspects of his character remain consistent, and what changes over the course of the story? So Jake leaves town because he doesn't want to be in the little town anymore, but I don't think he really explained it to Sadie, if I'm remembering that right. Like, I think that he did say that he was leaving, but he didn't really explain it that well, or something like that. So he's gone, and that was her heartbreak. And he goes and becomes a fireman, and he just wanted to be outside of town to see what life was like outside of the town, and to get away kind of from like being in the small town kind of thing. So when he comes back, he's going to be a firefighter, and he's just waiting for like his time to be a firefighter, because that's what he did when he left town. But when he comes back, he initially they kind of start to get like romantic again, and then they kiss, and then he says that he's engaged, which just like would be insanely heartbreaking. Like, don't kiss her then. Dude, don't do that. But like, it ends up coming about that he met this girl, they ended up dating for like a little bit, and then he was going to break up with her, but then she said that she was pregnant. So then he said, well, we should get married then, because he, like, his dad took off when he was young, so he wanted to be there for his kid. So that's why he's marrying her. It's not like he's like super in love with her. He's just marrying her due to circumstance kind of thing. And then Sadie finds out like she's not actually pregnant, and then the girl ends up telling him that she's not actually pregnant. So they do end up getting back together, which is nice. But like they go through like this roller coaster where like she's just like heartbroken because like Jake is like the only guy that she's ever liked, and like she's kind of tried to date other people in town, but they're not really what she wants to date. So like she has to go through like this, and then he's back and she's like anxious about him being back, and then she sees him and she's like, all of these old feelings are back, and like they're just like instantly attracted to each other again. Ugh. It was good. But if you made it to this point and I 100% have wrecked this book for you, welcome to book club. Because like I'm telling you everything. I said spoilers at the beginning, you guys gotta know. So number 12 is explore the theme of forgiveness in relation to Jake's character, how the characters, particularly Sadie, navigate the process of forgiving and letting go of past hurts. Discuss the significance of forgiveness in the life of context of healing, both in personal relationships and in oneself. So for this one, Sadie does end up forgiving him for everything, like with him leaving, because honestly, I think that he left without telling her. I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. Or maybe he was gone and then he was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. Something like that. But so she does, like, when he gets back originally, she's very upset, which is understandable. Plus it's like awkward for them to like see each other again. And she like knows, like she doesn't even, like the door opens to the cafe and she's like, I don't even have to turn around. I know that it's him. Like her body just like responds to him kind of thing. So she knows that it's him. But she does end up forgiving him, and she understands that like he had to like leave the town. But it would have been better if he had said to her, hey, I'm going to be leaving. We should break up, or something like that along that lines. Like he does understand, or she understands his need to like do that. But at the same time, it would be honestly very heartbreaking, especially if you're like dating somebody and they were just like, nah, peace out. Like that would suck. Forgiveness in the context of healing. You should actually forgive yourself. A lot of people don't though. You know, you have like old, I don't even know, regrets? I guess that would be the word. So you have like regrets that you can't let go of and you think about them all the time. And sometimes it is hard to forgive yourself, but you have to figure out like, younger me didn't always know what she was doing, but I forgive her for the mistakes that she made because holding on to them now wouldn't help me any. You know what I mean? Like, and we're all kind of like on our own path and we're all going our own way, and definitely we're going to make mistakes along the way. Like we're going to hurt somebody's feelings, or we're going to hurt our own feelings. Like try not to do that. But like our brains are terrible. Like honestly, your brain will tell you that you're a piece of crap all the time, and you're not. Just your brain is mean. And like that's not just your brain, that's like genuinely almost everybody in the world's brain does that to them, right? At least at one point. So you kind of have to like figure out a way to forgive yourself and kind of turn that off, or turn the narrative around so that instead of like your brain telling you that you're a piece of crap, your brain tells you that you're awesome. So you got to kind of like learn how to do that kind of thing. So, and healing and forgiving people is hard, especially if it's like a heartbreak forgive. Like it's very, very hard to forgive people when they've hurt your feelings, or they've hurt your feelings to the point where you don't want to be around them anymore. Sometimes it is just better, like if you can, to maybe not have that person in your life anymore if they're not like helping you with stuff, or if they're being mean to you all the time. Like sometimes I read these stories where these girls are like, so my friend did this, and it turns out that like that is not a friend. That's not a friend. That's just somebody who has you around to be mean to you. So you gotta like let that go, and like once that person is out of your life, just forgive them. It's a lesson, a season, or a reason, I think my mom said. Like people come into your lives, they're either here for a season, a reason, or a lesson. So it's like one of those kind of things. So sometimes the lesson is something that you have to forgive, and you learn it, and then you relearn it, and then you relearn it again, and then you relearn it again, and then you got to forgive yourself for relearning it like 4 times. Spoken from true experience. Okay, so now we have the cast of characters. I have mine here on a little piece of paper, so I'm going to read them to you guys, and then I'll put the photos up in the video, okay? So you know who they are. So Honestly, when I was reading this, you guys, I was thinking about The Notebook hardcore. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know why. I think maybe Gigi, because Gigi reminded me of Gina Rowlands, who was in The Notebook. She's like, she plays, oh my gosh, what's her name? Adeline? I don't know. She plays Rachel McAdams' character when she's older. And then for Sadie, I picked Rachel McAdams. So for Sadie, I picked Rachel McAdams. She's in The Notebook. She's also in Mean Girls. She's in like a lot of stuff. She's actually Canadian. She's amazing. So I picked her because honestly, I could not stop thinking about The Notebook. And Sadie and Gigi kind of reminded me of each other. And I think that's part of the reason why I kept thinking about The Notebook, because Rachel McAdams played like the younger version. And then Gina Rowlands played like the older version. And in my mind, I was like, they would be the perfect grandmother-granddaughter duo. So Gina Rowlands is who I picked for Gigi. Hand here. Then for Jake, I picked Reggae Gene Page. He's from Bridgerton. I don't know. He was just in my mind when there's a part where she's like in her garden and she like senses that he's there and he's walking through the garden. And I swear I was picturing the guy from Bridgerton just like slowly meandering like through her garden in like his little like Bridgerton outfit. And I was like, well, the outfit doesn't fit, but him walking through the garden that way does. Then for Seth, I picked James McAvoy. I thought that him and Rachel McAdams could play siblings quite easily. They're twins in the book, but I mean, they don't really look alike, but I feel as though they could play siblings quite easily. And then for Raquel, who is Sadie's best friend, and then it turns out to be Seth's girlfriend, I picked Natalie Dormer. She played Anne Boleyn in a TV show. But she's also been in like a million things. Like she was on Game of Thrones. She was on like a whole bunch of other things. So yeah, that was my perfect cast in my mind. Because honestly, when I was listening to it, I was picturing a lot of these people. Like seriously, The Notebook. I think maybe this book kind of reminded me more of The Notebook. But I don't know why. Like it's not the same story. But it kind of reminded me of The Notebook. So maybe it was like Practical Magic in The Notebook for me instead of Practical Magic in Gilmore Girls. You know, like that kind of thing. Yeah, so that was my review. What did you guys think? Please answer some of the questions down below. If you guys are reading it with us, thank you so much. I love it. Book club is like my absolute favorite video that I do on this channel. For a while when I was like thinking about actually stopping my channel, I was only going to be doing book club videos. But now I like pre-filmed a couple of them and I'm feeling better about everything. So that's pretty cool. Please go and check out Taylor's video and see what she says. I cannot wait to see what she says. That's definitely, this might have been a hard book for her due to the content kind of thing, so I'm hoping that she's okay. I should actually reach out to her and see, because I don't even know how far she is. Right now, she's filming Vlogmas, and she's sick. So that's really unfortunate, because she's been planning this, like, Vlogmas for, like, a while, and she's like, I'm so tired, and I feel so bad. And, like, her voice is, like, really, really scratchy, and I feel so bad for her, because I know that feeling, and sometimes when you're sick, you're like, no, I don't feel like filming, but you know, she's committed to it. So she's actually making it work, which is awesome. Also, she's my best friend and I love her and I love you, Taylor. So thank you. Okay. So please subscribe if you haven't already and turn on the notification bell because I post sporadically, as I like to sing badly at the end of these videos. Check out my description box as well for other content creators. And thank you guys so much for spending a couple minutes of your day with me today. I really, really appreciate that. And I really, really appreciate you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.